Hey there, I'm glad I've gotten some time set aside to do something like this, but I'm really glad that my voice box didn't really hurt yesterday after my talking, which is great, which makes a lot of sense because, man, I just want to be able to talk all the time. And boy, what I really would, I think what I really want to do is get up to 30 minutes. And at least that should not be a problem. I think 30 minutes probably sounds like a good time to hit. Uh, Probably starting. Actually, I could probably do 30 minutes today now that I think about it because I don't have anything to do on Saturday or Sunday. Today's Friday, right? Yeah, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I got nothing. I got, well, actually, no, I got a little thing. I could easily probably go 30 minutes tomorrow. I don't have really much going on. So, all right, that sounds good. So, our new goal is going to be hitting 30 minutes in the voice. That should not be a problem. For me, mostly when it comes to these voice exercises, the main problem is making sure that I can allocate the time. In the future, I think it'll be less difficult, particularly if I drive to work. But right now, I think I just really need to get going um, and really hit 30 minutes. A nice solid 30 minutes, I think, is probably good for me, and that'll probably keep me going long term. But I think what I want to do is maybe build up to an hour, and I'll probably be hitting an hour maybe around August time frame. So that sounds fun. It sort of depends on how far I want to take this and how much time. Really, it's all about the time, right? Taking up the time. By the way, I was just looking at myself and I look pretty thin. I'm good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm so glad. I appreciate that. And I'm looking like I'm a normal weighted person, so that's nice. So let's see what else is going on in my mind these days and in my life. Well, I don't know. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, and let me tell you, I really didn't have the time to do any celebrating. I All I did really was I went to McDonald's and I got a Shamrock Shake, which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. Turns out that St. Patrick's Day is not a really big holiday for me, and I am definitely, you know, all right. So I am doing just fine. And let's see what's going on. Well, one staple discussion topic for me is me working out. So let me tell you about my workout today. Since I work out nearly every weekday, you're always going to get a workout story. So let's see what happened today. Today was arms. Oh, okay. So there's a realization that I'm getting to understand about working out, weightlifting for hypertrophy. And that is that I don't necessarily have to work out with the heaviest weights all the time. Now, working out with heavy weights is great, or heavier weights, but that's not necessarily the business. The business for me is making sure that I get that lactic acid, that I get that lactic acid, that metabolic overload in my muscle cells. And what does that mean? It means that I want to be able to feel the fatigue in my muscle cells, and I also want to be able to feel. I want to be able to feel like I've had a really good workout. That I've really stressed my muscle. It's not about the heavy weights, although that is an important part. And I think that just having a really satisfying workout is more important than lifting heavy and having like a high, perceived exertion. Sometimes my perceived exertion, I think regularly my perceived exertion, the way I like to see it, is I like to see it in sevens or eights. Sevens or eights. If I can be on a scale from 1 to 10 with a perceived exertion of around 7 or 8, I'm fine. When I get into perceived exertions around 9, and certain, well, first of all, I don't do a perceived exertion around 10. I mean, why? But I would definitely go to 9. Maybe, in the past I used to go to 10 on, say, preacher curl, which probably is not the way to go because you could tear your bicep. But um, really, I think having a perceived exertion of 9 is too much for me. I have done exercising where I've had a perceived exertion of 9 and have been super sore the next day and for multiple days, and has like impacted my subsequent working out times. And I've had to sort of work around some of my muscle soreness. Just because it's too extreme. Now, here's the thing. I actually don't mind working out with sore muscles. That's not a big deal. But I don't work out really sore muscles. For me, there's a difference. Or a little bit of soreness is great. I encourage that. I want that to happen, and I'm appreciating sore muscles when they happen. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to take a little break here after 6 minutes.